Hey everybody, it's Lo. Welcome back to my channel, Lo Without Limits. Today's video, I'm going to be making a keto crustless quiche. So if you want to see that, then just keep watching. If you follow me on Instagram, which is also Lo Without Limits, then you would have seen on my feed this quiche that I had one morning, and it was so good. My boyfriend Austin made the quiche, and it was so easy to do, and it was just so delicious. I thought I have to make this for a video. It's amazing. And yes, I have made the egg muffins, which are great to take to work, and I've also made a casserole on my channel before, but this quiche, well, similar to a casserole, was just out of this world, and I figured why not show you guys. It's a little different than what I usually make because it is incorporating cheese and some butter, but very good. So let's get started. First things first, and the thing that I always forget to do first when making my videos, and then I realized after I got everything ready that the oven is not preheated, and then I have to wait. So number one, preheat the oven. We are going to do 350 degrees. Now I'm going to chop up and then saute all of the ingredients that I will be putting in my quiche. So I'm going to do red bell pepper, red onion, some mushrooms, as well as some frozen spinach. So the one that my boyfriend made, he didn't use red bell pepper, but he also had more mushrooms. He had a fresh pack of mushrooms. I didn't realize that I only had half a pack. I thought I had a little bit more in there. And he also added diced pancetta, which was so amazing, which I totally forgot. I literally went to the grocery store right before filming this video just to get a few extra things, and I forgot the diced pancetta. And then when he texted me about the diced pancetta, I was like, oh, so it was so good. It was just such a nice little touch there, but do not have that. So instead of the diced pancetta, I am going to add a couple extra eggs. So if you do have diced pancetta, you do have a meat to throw in there, then you can only do 6 eggs, but for this, I'm going to do 8 eggs. But first things first, let's chop everything up. And while chopping everything up, I'm also going to get my pan on the stove heated and put the frozen spinach on there just so we can cook. This, when we made it last time, it did take a little bit longer to break down and cook and not be frozen anymore. So I'm going to throw that on there now while I'm dicing everything up. I'm just going to do a little bit of avocado oil to season that pan. And a tip from him, which isn't something that I would regularly incorporate on my own, but again, his was so good, I'm gonna recreate it as best as I can, but it's to add some butter once everything's kind of in the pan cooking and sauteing and getting soft. It's like, be sure to add butter, which, like I said in my keto intro, always adds butter. So I have some of that as well. I have the unsalted butter from Vital Farms, which is the same as my eggs. And frozen spinach is nice, one, because it does last longer in your freezer. It's a little bit cheaper for so much, and it's already kind of like chopped in small bits versus big spinach pieces. This gets nice and small because it's already frozen. So I'm gonna let that defrost a little bit while chopping everything else. Also, I got this knife from Misen. Ooh, I just got it, so super excited to use it. And once you have all of your diced veggies in a bowl, add them to your spinach. So they're all gonna saute together. Just make sure they're all mixed evenly. And this will just take, at most, like 5 minutes. While the veggies are sauteing on the stove, you're going to crack your eggs into a bowl. You can use the bowl that you just put all your veggies in. And again, last time we used 6, and since I don't have pancetta and since I didn't have a ton of mushrooms, I'm going to be using 8 just to give it a bit more volume and make up for the lost protein in that pancetta. We've been watching a lot of Chopped, and we watched the very last episode is Chopped Champions, so they bring champions back to win again. And this one girl was putting eggs into her blender, and she had an egg in each hand, cracked them both at the top, and then somehow opened them. I'm not even gonna try, it's gonna be a mess. And she did it so fast since they're timed, and it was just the coolest thing. I know everybody's like, Chopped is an old show, everybody's seen Chopped. I barely got into it, okay? Make sure your veggies are getting nice and soft. I'm gonna add in that butter. I'm gonna do 2.5. He said 3, but he's wild. Too wild for me. While the veggies are still sauteing, I just put the butter in. I'm going to add this 6 cheese Italian blend into the bowl of eggs. This is the same cheese that he used, but he used 3 cups. He said to make sure you have 3 cups of cheese. This is only a 2-cup pack, which again, was not paying much attention to. So, I'm going to add this in there. If you have more cheese, add more cheese, but this is all I got. I'm going to use my fork just to really break up the cheese and get it in there with the eggs. Back over here in the veggie world. Gotta get that butter melted. And now, the difficult part that I might make a mess doing. Get those veggies from the pan into the bowl with the eggs and cheese. Let's pray I don't make a mess. The veggies have successfully arrived in the egg and cheese bowl. Again, you want to make sure that's all blended evenly. So I'm going to put all of it into this dish. This is just a pie dish. He said it was like $8 or $10 from Gelson's, and I could have bought my own, but when I left his place, I asked for his quiche dish, and he said, why, it's only $8 or $10 at Gelson's? And I said, yes, but in the future, why do we need 2 quiche/pie dishes? So, borrowing his, he'll get it back. And I'm going to butter it. So just take some of that butter still and butter the bottom and the side. I think this is what he did. I can't remember if he buttered it or if he used the avocado spray, which I'm out of because it was still half full, but the nozzle like busted up and it's an aerosol can, so I panicked and I threw it away in the dumpster. But gonna do some of this situation. Now that the quiche dish is all buttered, find your fork and in it goes. Oh man, maybe 8 eggs was a lot. And now again, my oven is at 350 degrees. It preheated pretty quickly. And I'm going to pop it in there for 30 minutes. And I will return in 30 minutes. The timer's just gone off, so I'm gonna take it out of the oven to see how it looks. Oh, it is quite fat. Maybe that extra egg or 2 made it a little too thick, but I like thick. Thick's fine. Also, I just set the glass dish on this little cooling rack here, just because when you take something that's glass out of the oven and if you put it on a cold surface, just like your countertop, then it makes it more prone to cracking in the future. So if you put it on something like this where it's raised and the steam and all of that, the heat can kind of release, it'll just make sure that your dish stays better longer. And that is coming out clean. So now I'm just going to let it cool for about 10, maybe even 15 minutes, and then I'm going to dig in. Okay, I don't think it's been a full 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm hungry and I'm excited to try this out. All right, here it is. It looks so bright and vibrant. I also added some avocado just to give it more healthy fats. And I will dig in before my camera dies. Still pretty good. Pretty good combo. Do miss that pancetta, but well, there you have it. That is how you make a keto crustless quiche. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite keto recipes are and what you want to see more of on my channel. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe. I upload a new video every Wednesday. So until the next one, thanks for watching.